to level 210 now, where you get no extra help, but there's a limit of 14 roads, both vehicles are dune buggies, and there's a really lame air show. Just a single plane in it, but we'll see how we go. So, our 2 buggies are exactly the same as well. That is less than ideal. Do they go at the exact same time? They do not. There's a small gap between them, which we might be able to use to our advantage. So I'm going to start off with just a straight shot of road to start off with, and we will see how we go. Oh, that's interesting. Our first car actually needs to go up high. I did not realize that at all. Okay, in which case, scrap this whole idea. We're going to instead try and build a ramp. We are over budget, but we've definitely over-engineered some of the supports here, so that is perfectly okay to start off with. We'll try adding just one more piece of road to the end of our jump. See if that's enough to now get us over. And it is, which means we just need to work out some way of getting our A1 car to head down. Oh, this is so frustrating because I'm just not quite sure what I need to be doing here. Like, that sort of works. I can have a jump that just gets our A2 car to actually stop on top here. Then allow our A1 car to fall off it, or I should say hit into it, and then fall down. That might be a good way of cheesing this level, I guess. So something like that, but then we need our second car to reach its flag. Perfect. That is definitely not the intended solution for this level, but if it works, it works. So we'll change up some of the supports so we are now under budget and go again. This is probably the worst solution I've had to a master mode level so far. It is entirely cheese, entirely unintended, but I love that solution. On to the next level then, level 211. And we now have a much more exciting air show for this level, where we get no extra help, but there is no wall bracing, no hydraulics or cable, and the biker must stop in the middle. There is also a lot more planes. So I am sure this will be a fun level, will not cause me any issues at all. So we'll turn the grid on first. The first thing I want to see is if we have just a tiny little gap here, can our motorbike travel over those small gaps? So we'll try something like this, and we will copy and flip it over to the right side of the level, like so. Okay, first things first. Do we at least support the outside sections? We do. Awesome. So our issue then is with the inner section of bridge. So we need to find a way to more effectively support that. Can we support just a single piece of road from each of the sides? So I can properly support the first section of road on each side. Do we then make it over that small gap? We do. Awesome. So we have our first section of road for each side of our bridge working nicely. Can we then get the next section of road? Something like this. We can't without everything then snapping. What if we add another piece of rope in the middle here to hopefully increase some support? That then just snaps straight away anyway. So what if we add instead an extra strand to these muscles? So we have a 3 wide rope muscle now. But even that does not seem to work quite as nicely as I was hoping it would. So what if we instead have these towers be much higher? Hopefully that might work out just a little bit nicer. And it looks like it does. So then can we add our middle 2 sections of road to our bridge? We just support them underneath like so. How do we work out? We don't have anything break straight away, although we do eventually have a break, which I will be honest is not ideal. What if we just add some support to that? That actually does work. However, we are still very much over budget, but it looks like our supports in the middle of the bridge do not get super stressed, so we should be able to change them out for wooden supports quite easily. So we will wait and see if this does actually make it over nicely. Hopefully we don't have anything break. But it looks like... oh no! We break at the very last moment. That is incredibly unfortunate. This rope muscle on the left side break. What if we add another strand to it? Make it a 4 wide muscle. Now that's a massive muscle if I've ever seen one. But is it going to work out nicely for us? Looks like we do make it back over to the left side of the level, and we have beaten it unbreaking. Now we just need to save an awful lot of money, but thankfully there should be an awful lot of money to save. We are now under budget by a measly $13. But will it be enough? And it is. Awesome! Next level then. Level 212 of Master Mode. There is a higher budget, but the car is flipped. So we need to get our A car down to its flag. However, it is flipped over. The first thing I want to try, just right off the bat, can we make some sort of catapult? Just something that goes a little like this. We might even add in another road down the bottom, and then just make a giant tower that we can fling this car off of. So just something like this, and then some diamond springs in order to hopefully allow us to just throw this car down to its flag. Something like this, we too need to start these springs as being very compressed. We'll say 70% to start with. See how far that throws us, if it throws us at all. Let's see. It does not work. The first reason for that is that we actually want to be stretched. So all of them 70% stretched. Do we now pull off? We do not. We instead break. Not what I wanted to see, in all honesty. But we'll try changing that up for a steel muscle. It's actually one of the pieces of road that breaks first. So we're going to need to really beef up this support structure, but hopefully we can get to a stage where it is strong enough to effectively hold up this design, and then we'll see if we can actually throw this car at all. I am going to just add in a cable to the right here to hold it upright, and that almost works. We'll start by just stretching out these springs a little bit more. We'll go 80% stretched on all of them, and see if that's then enough to get us that little bit of extra distance we need. Unfortunately, it appears as if that just causes some breaks. So what if we make these compressed, the middle sections of our spring muscles, so that they then push out, hopefully giving us just a little bit of extra initial force. That just leads to a break, unfortunately. But when we support our carriage a little nicer, it does get us some extra distance. So now can we go 80% stretched on half of our pieces? We can, and we actually bounce over the flag. Although we do then drive back into it, we then just have a single break on the structure here. So we'll add a steel muscle in there and then hopefully see if our design works once again. And we do make it all the way over. Are we going to end our flip nicely? We're not, but it is enough to get us to our flag. Awesome! That is just beautiful, with a very cheap design as well, under half budget. You love to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with the last 4 levels of Master Mode World 2. See ya!